Good afternoon, Belize. It's midday and you're tuned into the news at noon, where we bring you the latest updates from around the country. I'm Misani Cayetano, and here's what's making headlines today. Crunch time at IT Vet. Union government talks resume in Belize City. Is Belize's police force turning a corner? Casting light on conservation. Belize's fishers recognized amid rising challenges. And pitbull attack in Gales Point leaves mom injured. Community on edge. These stories and more are coming up in just 1 minute.
I'm Brittany, one of the newest faces around here. My stories are heartfelt and bring a fresh perspective. On the job, there is no challenge too great. Flooded highways, raging fires, or asking tough questions. My determination and willingness to connect with people help to deliver stories that put you, our viewers, at the forefront of issues. My motto? Accurate, timely, and relevant. I am News 5.
Welcome back. The Joint Union's negotiating team, made up of teachers, public officers, and their managers, is back at the table with the government officials, pushing for better pay and fairer wages. At the heart of the standoff, an 8.5% salary adjustment and a bump in the minimum wage. But talks have been anything but smooth. The unions say the government's proposal just aren't cutting it, and now they're gearing up for a major demonstration this Saturday. News 5's Paul Lopez has the latest on this developing story.
This morning, the Joint Union negotiating team and the government of Belize's negotiating team are meeting inside the IT Vet compound here in Belize City. The government decided that they will not present a written proposal to the joint unions, which would be their third proposal in these ongoing negotiations, but instead that they would come and present their third proposal around the table. As we have been reporting for weeks, this issue has to do with the joint union's request for an 8% salary adjustment and the reinstatement of 2 of their frozen increments. This morning, we saw government officials and union leaders and representatives walk into the IT Vet conference room to convene that meeting. We saw Minister Henry Charles Usher, the Minister of Public Service, Minister. We saw the Minister of Education, Minister Oscar Rikenya. We also saw Deputy Prime Minister Cordell Hyde enter that meeting room. Our understanding is that the Minister of Culture is also in there. That's Minister Francis Fonseca as well. On the union side, we saw President of the Belize National Teachers Union, Nadia Callis. We saw President of the Public Service Union, Dean Flowers. We saw the President of the APSSM, Ms. Sharon Fraser, as well as several of their executive membership. We anticipate that this meeting will, or these discussions will last for a few hours, and outside of the meeting room, at least 1 or 2 members are present. We saw the presence of NTUCB Senator Denfield Dennison as well here today. And so we will be waiting, stalking out, if you would, this meeting until it concludes and bringing you updates throughout this afternoon and, of course, in our 6 p.m. newscast. Reporting from the IT Vet compound here in Belize City, I am Paul Lopez for News 5.
Minister of Home Affairs Karim Musa says the past year has brought what he calls historic gains, from high-tech upgrades and station renovations to mental health support for officers and specialized training to tackle modern threats like cybercrime and human trafficking. But what do these changes mean for you, your community, and the future of policing in Belize?
Over the past year, the Belize Police Department has made historic gains in crime prevention, modernization, and community engagement. Gains you are now entrusted to uphold and build upon. In the area of infrastructure and service delivery modernization, we have renovated over 15 police stations and substations countrywide, including Santa Cruz, Orange Walk, Mesopotamia, and Sand Hill. With the support of the U.S. Embassy, we installed interview recording systems in 6 major investigative hubs, bringing transparency and accountability to key moments in case development. And soon, we will launch the Police Records Management Information Systems, a digital backbone that will modernize how we track crime and manage case data across Belize. In terms of our officer wellness and professional development, we opened the Lotus Center, Belize's first dedicated mental health and wellness facility for police officers, a space where those who protect others can be supported themselves. The department also conducted 44 specialized training sessions, from financial crime and fraud to narcotics detection, human trafficking prevention, and cybercrime forensics, ensuring that officers are prepared for today's evolving criminal landscape.
It's a celebration of tradition, resilience, and the ocean's unsung heroes. Today, the Wildlife Conservation Society is hosting its 2025 Fisher of the Year Award ceremony, shining a spotlight on the people and practices helping to protect Belize's marine treasures. Last year's winner, Carlos Arevalo, reminded us just how vital fishers are to our economy and way of life. And this year, keynote speaker Mauro Gongora from the Belize Fisheries Department was direct, calling out the bad habits of human activity that are putting sea life under pressure. So, how do we strike a balance between livelihoods and conservation? Here's more from Gongora on the challenges and the hope for Belize's blue future.
What we can do to control fishing effort and to have better management of our fish resources is the fisher themselves. There's nobody else that can do and play a major part other than the fishers. And so it is important for our fishing community to understand that they are our main stakeholders. Without our fishers, there's no fishing industry. Warming water temperatures associated to climate change and excessive rainfall, as was mentioned by Ms. Chacon earlier, drives lobster and conch from shallow water areas to deeper and cooler waters. This is normal behavior of these fish species. Also, we have the issue of contamination, both land-based and marine pollution.
A terrifying dog attack in Gales Point, Manatee has left a mother badly injured and calling for action. Crystal Slusher says she was mauled by 3 aggressive pit bulls near the Manatee Lodge. She fears not just for herself, but her 5-year-old daughter and others in the village. Today, she's speaking out, hoping her story sparks concern and accountability before someone else gets hurt.
I'm about 2 blocks down from the Manatee Lodge, and there is a group of about 7 dogs, and there's several large pit bulls involved in this pack of dogs, and they have been acting vicious. And I've asked Nancy multiple times, and I asked her on the 9th. I told her what happened with my husband, and I said, please, you have to keep these dogs in your property because they're going to hurt somebody. And so then just 2 days ago on the 23rd, I was coming from my mom's house down the street a little bit, and I came and I was trying to take my daughter to my friend Carly's house, and I was by the car, and the dogs come running down toward me, and my daughter jumped in the car, and I'm trying to tell them, go, go, and the dogs turned back and they bit me. 3 of the pit bulls bit me. I got an injury on my arm. I got a deep puncture wounds on my arm. I've got the one bit me on my arm, the red nose. The second one, which was a blue nose, bit me on my left thigh, my upper thigh. And then the other one was biting me on my hip and on my buttocks, on the top of my buttocks. And I was literally running out of my shoes and trying to give them my skirt to get away from these dogs. I was so scared. And I was just like, I ran into my car and I closed the door, and my daughter, thank God, was smart enough to jump in the car because I've been telling her, Olivia, these dogs are dangerous. Me, handle it. And she was hiding in the back of the car behind a car seat.
Slusher says her injuries have been classified as wounding and has filed an official police report. That's a wrap for the news at noon, but don't worry, there's plenty more coming your way at 6 p.m. We'll dive deeper into these stories and more. In the meantime, visit greaterbelize.com and follow us on Facebook for real-time updates. And don't miss Open Your Eyes tomorrow morning for fresh takes on today's headlines. Thanks for tuning in, Belize. Stay informed, stay inspired, and have a fantastic afternoon.